Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Reflective Psyche. Let me start with a question. Have you ever looked at a woman and thought, does she like me, or am I just imagining it? You replay her words, her smile, that tiny spark in her eyes, and yet you're left confused. But here's something most men never understand. When a woman is truly drawn to you, she won't come out and say it. She'll reveal it in quiet, psychological ways, signals hidden beneath her actions, her tone, and her energy. Before we go further, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because after hearing what I'm about to share, you'll never look at women the same way again. Once you learn to read these two hidden signs, you'll stop guessing and start knowing when a woman is genuinely into you. Now, the first thing you need to understand is this: women rarely express attraction in a straightforward, logical way. It's emotional, instinctive, and deeply subconscious. Even she might not realize she's showing these signs, but her emotions and body language will betray her. Hidden sign number one: emotional displacement. The first hidden sign that she's crazy about you is emotional displacement. When she starts showing unexpected emotions around you, irritation, nervous laughter, jealousy, or sudden mood shifts, it's not because she's confused. It's because you've affected her on a deeper level than she expected. She's emotionally unbalanced, not from dislike, but from desire. You've entered her emotional radar, and now she's struggling to stay composed. You'll notice it in subtle changes. Her pupils widen when you talk. She remembers small details you forgot you even said, or she suddenly becomes defensive when another woman is near. Those are not coincidences. They're her subconscious trying to regain control of emotions that are spinning out of balance. When a woman isn't interested, she's calm, polite, detached. Her energy is stable. But when she's into you, her emotions fluctuate. She might tease you, challenge you, or even get annoyed by tiny things. That emotional volatility isn't rejection, it's attraction trying to disguise itself as irritation. This is where most men get it wrong. They chase the calm, polite women who seem nice and completely overlook the one who's emotionally stirred by their presence. When a woman feels a storm of emotion around you, even if she doesn't fully understand it herself, you've already made an impact. Her mind might resist it, but her heart has already said yes. If she seems a little too reactive, too attentive, or strangely sensitive to your presence, pay attention. She's not just noticing you, she's feeling you. Hidden sign number two: subtle behavioral mimicry now. The second hidden sign, and this one will surprise you, is behavioral mimicry. It's not something she does on purpose. It's completely unconscious. You'll see it when she begins to mirror your speech patterns, gestures, tone, or even your pacing. It's a psychological synchronization, her subconscious trying to connect and align with yours. Maybe she leans forward when you do. Maybe she laughs right after you do, even if she doesn't fully get the joke. Maybe she starts using your favorite phrases or picks up your sense of humor. These tiny echoes are her mind saying, I want to be in rhythm with you. I want to belong with you. Her brain is syncing with yours because emotional connection creates imitation. This isn't something she plans or controls. It's biology, chemistry, and psychology all working together. It's the body's way of signaling compatibility. Think about it. When you take a sip of your drink and she unconsciously does the same, or when you fold your arms and she mirrors that movement a moment later, those are micro signals of emotional closeness. They're invisible to most people, but if you know what to look for, they're as loud as words. This kind of mimicry doesn't happen with every man. It's reserved for the ones who've captured her attention, the ones who make her feel emotionally alive, safe, and slightly nervous all at once. It's her subconscious saying, he's the one who affects me. Why it's so powerful? Here's what's shocking. Most men miss this completely. They either laugh it off as coincidence or dismiss it as polite behavior. But once you understand female psychology, you'll know the difference between imitation and attraction. Mimicry happens in emotionally charged contexts, when she's laughing harder than she should, when she subtly mirrors your movements, or when she repeats phrases you often use. That's not casual. It's her unspoken way of saying, I'm tuned into you. She won't even know she's doing it, but her body language tells the truth her words won't. And once you spot it, you'll see it everywhere in her laughter, her eyes, her rhythm of speech. She's captivated by you, mentally and emotionally. The hidden test most men miss. Now, there's one more layer that most men overlook: the way a woman tests you when she's genuinely interested. And this isn't about manipulation or drama. These are subtle, psychological checks she does to see if you're emotionally grounded, if you're confident enough to hold your frame when she's unpredictable. When a woman truly likes you, she'll test your balance. She might throw a playful comment, act distant for a moment, or question something you say, not to reject you, but to measure your strength. She's not looking for perfection, she's looking for emotional stability. Because when a woman feels herself getting drawn in, she wants to know she's safe, that you're someone who can handle her intensity without losing composure. Pass these subtle tests, and her attraction deepens. Fail them by becoming reactive or defensive, and she'll subconsciously pull back. That's why emotional awareness is your greatest power in attraction. Not charm, not looks, but grounded energy. So, the next time you notice her emotions shifting around you, or see her mirroring your words and movements, don't ignore it. Recognize it for what it is: her subconscious revealing her feelings. These are the moments where connection is born, the silent signs that say more than any confession ever could. Understand them, and you'll stop chasing women who don't care and start recognizing the ones who already do. Welcome to the Reflective Psyche, where we uncover the truth behind attraction, emotion, and the hidden psychology of connection. If this helped you see things differently, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because once you learn to read the mind behind the smile, everything changes. When a woman is crazy about you, she wants to see how you respond under pressure. She wants to know if you're solid, if you can hold your ground, and if you can stay calm while she unconsciously pushes your buttons. You'll notice it in subtle ways: a teasing comment that challenges your ego, a question about your past that seems harmless, or a scenario that quietly tests your patience. These are not random moments. They're subconscious litmus tests that reveal who you truly are beneath the surface. But here's what most men don't realize: she's not trying to hurt you. She's trying to measure you. Attraction for her isn't just about charm, looks, or clever words. It's about emotional stability, whether you can make her feel safe while still commanding respect. If you lose composure when she tests you, her interest fades. But if you stay grounded, calm, and centered, her attraction deepens almost magnetically. Think about it. When she brings up a controversial topic just to see how you handle disagreement, or when she shares a personal story to test your empathy, or even when she flirts in a way that puts you slightly off balance, these are all signals. They're her subconscious asking, can I trust him with my emotions? A woman who doesn't care won't bother testing you. She has no reason to. But a woman who's emotionally invested, who feels that pull she can't explain, will instinctively challenge you in small, psychological ways. It's her way of finding out whether you're the kind of man who could lead her emotionally without ever saying it outright. Here's the truth most men never hear: these tests are not punishments. They're signs of interest. They're proof that she sees potential in you. When you recognize them for what they are, you stop reacting with confusion or frustration and start responding with calm awareness. And that's when attraction transforms into connection. When you remain composed, confident, and emotionally steady while she tests you, you send a silent message: I'm not shaken by emotion. I understand it. That calm confidence doesn't just attract her, it captivates her. It's the difference between the men she forgets and the men she can't stop thinking about. But there's another layer, one that's even more revealing. A woman who's crazy about you doesn't just test you emotionally, she prioritizes you in quiet, invisible ways. And she does it without ever announcing it. You'll notice she starts remembering the tiniest details, your favorite food, the song you mentioned once, the time of day you usually message her. She might subtly shift her schedule to make time for you. Not as a performance, but because you matter more than she's ready to admit. These aren't favors, they're expressions of value. Look at her communication patterns. It's not just about how often she texts, it's about how she connects. A random message that says, I just saw something that reminded me of you. A thoughtful question about your day. A small act of care that seems unimportant but reveals emotional investment. Every gesture, every word carries the same quiet message. You're in her thoughts. In social settings, she might highlight your achievements or subtly make sure you feel comfortable in a group. She may glance at you for reassurance during conversations, adjust her tone or posture to match yours, or shift her focus to include you even when others are talking. These are instinctive, not deliberate. It's her subconscious aligning her world around you. Psychologically, this behavior makes perfect sense. When a woman's heart is involved, her mind seeks security and consistency. She naturally invests her time, her attention, and her emotional energy where she feels connection. The result? You begin to see small but meaningful patterns, her priorities bending toward you. Most men overlook this completely because they expect love to be loud, with declarations, dramatic gestures, or obvious confessions. But real attraction, especially deep emotional attraction, is often quiet. It hides in the rhythm of her attention, in the way she checks in when she doesn't have to, in how she subtly integrates you into her daily life. This kind of prioritization is a silent obsession. It's not desperate or needy, it's natural alignment. She's emotionally centering you without realizing it. And once you notice it, everything clicks. Her little questions, her attentiveness, her emotional curiosity, it all points to one truth. You've become significant to her. It's also a sign of emotional safety. When a woman feels safe around you, she lets her guard down. Her nurturing side awakens. She invests energy into maintaining connection because it fulfills her instinctive need for emotional closeness. That's when her affection becomes consistent, not conditional. You stop being an option, you become her emotional focus. And yet, there's one more dimension to this entire dynamic, something most men completely overlook. When a woman is truly crazy about you, she tests not just your strength, but your loyalty. She observes how you treat other people, how you respond to temptation, and how consistent you remain even when she's not around. She'll notice how you speak about her to others, whether you defend her when she's not there or if you stay respectful even when frustrated. These aren't games, they're unconscious evaluations of emotional integrity. She's not doing it to manipulate or punish you. She's doing it to confirm what her emotions already suspect, that you're safe to love. She wants reassurance that the man she's falling for is stable, loyal, and trustworthy, even under pressure. Because deep down, what every woman craves isn't just attraction, it's certainty. When she realizes that your energy stays grounded no matter what test she throws, something profound happens. Her walls come down, her trust deepens, and the attraction that began as curiosity transforms into emotional attachment. That's the moment she stops thinking about you and starts feeling you in her world, in her thoughts, her decisions, her emotions. So the next time she tests your patience, asks you a deep question, or shows unusual emotion, don't rush to react. Breathe. Observe. Understand that what feels like a challenge is often a sign of connection trying to form. Because when a woman is genuinely captivated by you, her behavior becomes the roadmap to her heart. You just have to learn to read it. Welcome back to the Reflective Psyche, where we explore the hidden layers of human emotion, attraction, and psychology. If this resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone who needs to understand the unseen side of connection, because once you do, everything about love starts to make sense. She's doing it because her subconscious mind is evaluating whether you're safe, reliable, and worthy of deeper attachment. These tests aren't obvious. They hide behind casual questions, playful hypotheticals, or comments that seem harmless but carry emotional weight. When she asks about your past, she's not just curious, she's observing your emotional integrity. When she mentions another woman, she's not necessarily trying to spark jealousy, she's measuring your composure. Every word, every pause, every glance becomes a silent assessment. She watches the subtleties, your tone, your posture, your ability to stay calm when tension rises. What she's really asking is, can he hold space for my emotions without losing himself? This isn't about games, it's about emotional calibration. Her subconscious wants to know if you can meet the intensity of her feelings and still remain grounded. You'll notice another layer of this through gentle boundary testing. She might push slightly on your time, your attention, or emotional availability, not to manipulate, but to feel out the strength of your frame. Does your energy shift when she challenges you? Do you stay centered or do you waver? These micro moments tell her more than hours of conversation ever could. They reveal your internal stability, and to a woman truly drawn to you, that stability is intoxicating. Here's the truth: a woman who isn't emotionally invested won't bother with any of this. She doesn't test what she doesn't value. But a woman who's quietly falling for you will subconsciously study your reactions, not to control you, but to confirm her emotional safety. This is attraction on a psychological level, the hidden language of attachment that only a grounded man can read. Once you understand this, everything changes. You stop overanalyzing her moods, stop doubting her intentions, and start recognizing that her challenges aren't rejection, they're reflection. Each test, each emotional wave, each subtle probe is her way of asking, can I trust you with my heart? And when you pass those tests, not by pretending, but by embodying calm strength, something powerful happens. Her attraction evolves into devotion. Her curiosity becomes connection. Now comes the final and most unmistakable sign, the one that reveals she's completely, emotionally captivated by you. It's not about grand gestures or public affection. It's in the small sacrifices she makes, the invisible adjustments that center you in her world. She changes her plans to spend time with you, rearranges her schedule, or finds excuses to be near you, not because she has to, but because she wants to. Her subconscious is aligning her life around your presence. It's not performance, it's instinct. She starts remembering the little things, the story you told once, the music you like, the meal you mentioned in passing. She notices your moods, picks up on what comforts you, and often acts before you even ask. These gestures aren't about approval, they're about emotional attunement. She's investing energy in your well being because you've become emotionally significant. And the deeper she feels it, the more she mirrors you, your habits, your tone, even your emotional rhythms. You'll sense it in conversation, in her support, in the way she defends you when you're not around or subtly amplifies your strengths in front of others. Her loyalty begins to anchor itself in your direction. This isn't coincidence. It's the psychological truth of female attraction. When a woman is deeply attached, she naturally prioritizes the man who makes her feel both secure and alive. Her body language, her attention, her time, they all begin to orbit around you. Most men never notice it because they're looking for dramatic confessions of love. But real connection doesn't shout. It shows itself quietly in her presence, in her care, in her consistent desire to be part of your world. When you finally learn to read these hidden signs, the emotional testing, the subtle prioritization, the quiet sacrifices, you realize she's not just interested. She's emotionally anchored. You've become part of her internal landscape. And that's when everything changes. You stop chasing external validation and start recognizing authentic connection. You begin to see attraction not as a mystery, but as a pattern, one that speaks through energy, through emotion, through consistency. That's the ultimate secret of understanding her hidden obsession. Because once you do, you'll never have to guess again, you'll feel it. Welcome back to the Reflective Psyche, where we explore the unseen layers of human attraction, connection, and emotion. If this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe and share, because the more you understand the psychology of love, the more powerfully you can experience it.